You should not show up at no market spending money that you don't have, buying Christmas gifts for those you love, but you're feeding the economy of those that hate you. And with Christmas and black spending, they make enough money for the whole year of business to be profitable. Let's distribute the pain.
Do you know that we owe Ukrainians reparations for building and defending this nation? Oh, my bad. I meant to say Black Americans. Notice how there was not one study, not one hearing needed before sending billions of dollars to Ukrainians, nor any other group. Yet, when the topic of reparations for the descendants of American slaves is mentioned, we get told a motley of excuses. And I know some of you want to blame the Republicans, but it is for the Democrats that Black Americans vote 85 to 95%. And the Democrats have been complicit in their neglect of Black Americans as well. Maybe it's time we elect politicians that are actually going to fight for us. Maybe it's time we do something different, something better. Join me in getting us not just better, but the best. Join me in this fight. Thank you.
Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us.
you're tired of being censored on social media, join 60s.net. It's black owned, black operated, and black moderated, and we make sure it stays a safe space for us to talk about all things black culture. We also got some cool gear like the FDM cotton crew neck, the Fearless Ancestors tee, hats, and more. Check us out at 60s.net. Hey girl, why are you so sad?
I just got banned from Twitter again.
Should have been on 60s.net. Ah.
All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Beatzilla PDX official show. I am your host, Beatzilla PDX officially, and this is the midweek report. So welcome back, everyone. Hopefully everybody is doing well. You know, this is a interesting week, interesting season. And, before we get into the actual topic of tonight's broadcast, there is a story that I want to address. But before we get to that, if you could, please like and share this broadcast. If you have not already subscribed to this channel, you should already have done so. But if you are waiting and undecided, you can just go ahead and hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell so anytime that this broadcast goes live or we upload a video, you will be notified and you won't miss out on a thing. So, and if you're rewatching this, the replay, please also like and leave a comment. So, appreciate that. With that being said, let me see who we got in the chat. Let's see. All right. We got take these off. I feel like I got an eyelash in my eye. I don't know what's going on. Like right as I start, there's like an eyelash goes straight in my eye. All right. So okay, we have Capricornus in the house, Judah Queen in the house, David Boyd, Shawana S. Welcome. One Who Cares, I see you. Lady Effa, hello everyone. Reginald Jeter, welcome. Karen Armstrong, hello. Let's see. Lawrence Lilly, Black First Family. Tanya Zion, hello. Maxwell Jenkins, hello. All right, so as y'all are coming in, like I said, there's a story coming out of Washington, D.C. And this is actually a situation where a law enforcement officer has found themselves convicted of second-degree murder. So it looks like out here, this is the article. This is, excuse me, I'm still getting over this ridiculous flu, which, again, I have to, we going to get to that later on. But, so yeah, we going to have an interesting night. So I'm going to do this story and then, about mid-show, we're going to have my good brother Black Alpha Network join us for a few different clips that we have to analyze. And then we will get to the end in my last story. So, interesting times, though. I'm saying interesting times. So what does it say? DC police officer found guilty on second degree murder charges. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. Let's get this dude's name here. Like I said, please forgive me. A jury has convicted a DC police officer, Terrence Sutton, of second-degree murder in the October 2020 death of, I want to say this right, K. Ron Hilton Brown. They also found Sutton and his supervisor, Lieutenant Andrew Zabavsky, guilty of obstruction and conspiracy for trying to cover up the circumstances surrounding Hilton Brown's death. The verdict was their verdict was announced, or in their verdict, in their verdict announced Wednesday. The jury found Sutton acted with reckless disregard for Hilton Brown's safety when he chased, excuse me, the 20-year-old in an unmarked police car 2 years ago. Wow. So you chasing this brother in an unmarked police car in Washington, D.C. Okay. The case in the first time in memory that a DC police officer is convicted or even charged for an on-duty murder. At the time, please don't ding me for that. At the time Sutton was indicted, prosecutors told the Washington Post that they could not recall any other such case. Wow. The trial lasted 8 weeks. 2 years ago, Sutton chased Hilton Brown through DC's Brightwood Park neighborhood in an unmarked police car, attempting to make a stop for reasons that have remained unclear. At the time, police said they attempted to stop Hilton Brown, because Hilton Brown was not wearing a helmet. So he was on a scooter, for those of you who are not familiar with this case. And you know, I am kind of new on this case. I remember hearing about this, but I recently remember, I remember the whole circumstances, but I just today saw the police video. So yeah, this police officer was like really, he's in an unmarked car. From what I could see, that was just crazy. But nonetheless, I can see why the jury made this decision. So to give you an understanding, this brother Hilton Brown was on a motor scooter, and so the cop, of course, is in a police cruiser. So Brown was not wearing a helmet. Later, the defense in Sutton's case argued officers believe Hilton Brown had possibly come to the area to commit an act of violence. Metropolitan Police Department officers are prohibited from engaging in traffic pursuits except in extreme circumstances. Hilton Brown, who was driving in front of Sutton and on a rented Revel scooter, succumbed to from his injuries after he turned his moped onto Kennedy Street during the chase and collided with an oncoming vehicle. Prosecutors argued that Sutton was the key link in a chain of events that caused Hilton Brown's death. I could clearly see this. They said Hilton Brown would be alive if Sutton hadn't chased him and accelerated behind him in the final alley before the collision. And from the video that is out there, if you see it, it's pretty cut and dry. For what they just described is exactly what you will see. So you could save yourself from not having to watch that, because what you just heard is absolutely true. Sutton and his supervisor, Lieutenant Andrew Zabavsky, were also charged with conspiracy and obstruction of justice. Prosecutors argued that they tried to cover up what had happened and concealed key information from DC police officials. Defense attorneys for Sutton and Zabvasky maintained their client's innocence of all charges. Okay, I don't. Okay, chain of command makes. Okay, they said Sutton was doing his job as a police officer when he decided to follow Hilton Brown because he had, quote, reasonable suspicion that Hilton Brown could have had a gun or had planned to commit a violent act that night. Okay. All that from a scooter in the dark. Are you saying that he was carrying like a rocket launcher or something? Because other than that, I don't know how you would think how could something like that be so visible? I mean, hey, maybe. In his closing argument, Sutton's attorney insisted that it was Hilton Brown who was reckless when he decided to flee the police, and that he was driving while impaired. A post-mortem toxicology report showed THC and oxycodone in his system. That doesn't necessarily mean that he was impaired at the moment. THC gonna stay in your system for a month up to like 6 months. Oxycodone, that's one of those opiates, and who's to say that wasn't actually a prescription? So that's kind of interesting how that's worded, but okay. And the defense attorneys for both men said neither of them did any improper in the aftermath of the crash. According to their attorneys, they did not impede investigations of the incident by MPD's Major Crash Unit, which investigates serious traffic crashes, and Internal Affairs Division, which investigates police misconduct. Throughout the 8-week trial, attorneys on both sides called more than a dozen witnesses, including numerous current and retired DC police officers and supervisors. A friend of Hilton Brown's, expert on policing and crash reconstruction, the doctor and paramedic who treated Hilton Brown, and more. Damn. Oh, but here we go. All right. Yeah, we're getting down to the meat. For the prosecution, some of the most damning testimony against Sutton ended up coming from the officers who were with him in the car that night. One testified that the pursuit was getting, quote, ridiculous. And some seem to be unclear on the reason for the continued pursuit of Hilton Brown through the streets and the alleys of Brightwood Park. However, testimony from MPD's officers also proved crucial to the defense. Catherine Pitt and Corey Novick, both police officers in the 4th District, who were with Sutton and Zabvasky at different points that day, helped lawyers build their argument that officers were concerned Hilton Brown was in the neighborhood that night to retaliate after an argument earlier that day. Unless that an exchange of words ended up in a violent situation, I don't even understand how we got there. But okay. High up MPD supervisor also testified in court for both sides. Captain Franklin Porter, who was the watch commander in charge of the 4th District on the night of the chase and the crash, offered testimony that helped the government build their obstruction case against both Sutton and Zavascki. Porter said that he relied on Zavascki's help or to help him with his investigation that night, not knowing that he had actually been involved in parts of the pursuit. Traveling behind Sutton in his marked police SUV. And he said he didn't learn about the severity of Hilton Brown's injuries and the nature of the police chase that preceded it until hours after the crash. Initially, he said what he heard over the radio only indicated to him that it was a regular traffic crash. Wait a minute. Hold on. You know what? Let me do something real quick. Bear with me 1 second. All right. Back to business. Okay, so he let's see. Initially he said that he heard over the radio, okay, blah blah blah, we got there. So yeah, the radio only indicated to him that it was a regular traffic crash with injuries. Wow. Something that happens all the time in the city. Yeah. But I don't know how much this shit will. Okay. On the defense side, Assistant MPD Chief Wilfredo Manlapaz, Lord, who runs the department's Internal Affairs Division, testified about Sutton's character. He described Sutton as a high-performing officer on a team that had successfully reduced crime in the 4th District. Through the case, the public also got a glimpse into Sutton's disciplinary file, which included a reprimand for failing to properly notify dispatch about a police chase. But, or maybe it's Manlapaz. Is that Manlapaz? How you pronounce it? I don't know how to it, man. Whatever. Manlapaz said nothing in Sutton's disciplinary file changed his positive opinion of him. And Michael Miller, a former major crash investigator with MPD, testified during the questioning by defense attorneys that both Sutton and Zavascki handled their duties in the aftermath of the crash appropriately. Yikes. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. When the verdict was read on Wednesday evening, Karan Hilton, Karan Hilton Brown's mother, reacted loudly and was ordered out of the courtroom by U.S. Marshals and the judge. After a chaotic scene that continued in the hallway outside the courtroom, she was taken into U.S. Marshal custody. Mind you, this is the mother of our deceased brother in the courtroom after the verdict was announced that this policeman, well, former, now you can call him, isn't convicted for second-degree murder. But now the fallen brother, his mother, for I guess, having joy that she got justice. I mean, I don't know what parent in that position would not feel some kind of relief that, of course your child's never coming back. But that you finally got some justice, and an outburst is something that was not able to be understood within reason. I just don't get it. So let's get her out of here. Well, understanding like the situation that this sister is in, I hope y'all understand, man. Free this sister. And I'm glad that I guess we will see how this case goes, because there's also, I don't know if there's been a time set for this guy, but he's been convicted. So he's now convicted of second-degree murder. Let's keep an eye on what them charges, or how that sentencing is going to look like. Keep an eye on that. But I looking into this, I found a few videos that speak to this situation. So just wanted to make sure I started this off early to bring light to this particular situation. Let's see. It says that she will be held in a Alexandria detention center overnight. Her lawyer tells DCIS / WAMU. Okay, so let me show you this sister who is well, actually, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna show you her first. And then I'm gonna show you a video of a brother that is explaining the situation that's taking place at the protest that happened back in 2020. So as y'all know, and of course y'all remember how 2020 was going. Just take note that is a societal issue, and it ain't went nowhere. But there is no orange man in office, so it seems like a lot of people forgot all about these type of issues. So hopefully that tonight will help bring light to this particular situation, because this police officer clearly, and all of these people involved, need to really be like fully punished here. Not no light time, because especially for the lieutenant, that's not really cool. But nonetheless, let's take a look at our sister that they have hemmed up. And I guess, from what I understand, the sister was pepper sprayed. Her husband was pepper sprayed, and some more. It was a melee, but some people could probably speculate that, wow, this is awfully sudden. Like, what are you looking to get? What are you looking to do here? Because if you don't want people to feel like retaliation is being taken, at least let the woman have a week of joy, But see that, I live in Portland, Oregon, so when I hear of stuff like this, it's like, all right, well, let me keep my mouth shut. So here's this sister. This is an interview that she had with, I guess, actually, this is a national news interview, I believe. So this is our sister right here discussing the demise of her son and trying to get justice for her child.
Police officer Terrence Sutton being indicted for the murder of her son, 20-year-old Karan Hilton Brown.
What was your reaction when Officer Sutton was charged?
It's nothing to celebrate. Yeah, he's been indicted, but he's not locked up. He's not in jail.
Last month, Officer Sutton was released on home detention with electronic monitoring while awaiting trial.
I miss my son. I miss my son's smile.
Hilton Brown was 20 years old and the father of an infant about to turn 3 months old when he died a year ago today. Video shows him riding a scooter up and down streets, at times on the sidewalk in the Brightwood Park neighborhood last October. As Officer Sutton pursued him, a van hit Hilton Brown on Kennedy Street Northwest, and he died 3 days later. Last month, Sutton's attorney told the judge that officers were making a legal stop to investigate their suspicions that Hilton Brown may have been armed.
But police initially said that they were pursuing him for not wearing a helmet. That would violate the department's chase policy.
In addition to second-degree murder, Officer Sutton was also indicted on federal charges of conspiracy and obstruction of justice. Lieutenant Andrew Zabowski was behind the wheel of a second police car involved in the chase. He's charged with conspiracy and obstruction of justice for allegedly misleading supervisors about what led to the fatal crash. He was released under high-intensity supervision.
This evening, I talked to the lawyer representing Officer Sutton, and he says, quote, Hilton Brown was the cause of his own death. He stayed in the area, taunting officers with his tactics. What's your response to that?
Wow. I'm amazed. Wow, what were the tactics? If I'm not mistaken, these officers chased and haunted my child.
Both officers pled not guilty in September. They're on administrative leave without pay. In Northwest D.C., I'm Shamari Stone, News 4.
Wow. Well, shout out to that jury. Good grief. Yeah, so keep an eye on these this story, family, and you know, I have all of the hashtags you need to know on the screen right now. So if you want to look at this story and make sure you keep on top of this, especially for all of y'all out there in that DMV area, this is right here in your front yard. So this ain't cool. Now, I want to play something that this brother has to say from the rally, the protest that they had in 2020. And what's interesting about this particular video is that because this is one of the reasons I was like, okay, this is one of the reasons why I remember this story, but it kind of got jumbled up into one. And it's because within this particular week, 4 of our brothers were slain. I mean, y'all remember? And then they was cutting down them little 16-year-old girls too, like it wasn't nothing. Like, this is not so long ago. But I mean, hey, let's hear what this brother has to say.
Because the police have killed someone every day this week. We've had Dante Wright murdered for what was not a mistake, right? Kim Potter made a decision to pull her gun out and made a decision to kill someone for $346. We are out here tonight for Karan Hilton. We're out here tonight for Dion K. We're out here tonight for Samia Ponce. We are out here tonight for Adam Toledo. We are out here tonight for all the lives that have been taken by the hands of the police. And it's come to a point where enough is enough, where we've spent a year advocating for Black lives, brown lives, indigenous lives. And what's been clear is that the lives that we've been advocating for don't matter to this state, this system.
A lot of people don't know there have been 2 people shot in D.C. this past week.
Yeah, and that was 2 that was shot by an off-duty Pentagon officer, right? And this is not his first instance with violating the public's trust. He's been, and also, this is not the first time off-duty officers have killed people in D.C. So we have to realize that the state system that is built on violence, their lives mattered. There was a big last night for them, and we're going to continue to protest, continue to raise our voice for them, because these off-duty officers shouldn't be vigilantes out here trying to take justice into their own hands and play and execution. And when it comes to the execution part, they're so vigorous about playing the executioner on Black people.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, yep. Let me do that. All right. Wow. Hmm. I think he said it all, didn't he? You know? So again, shout out to that family. There's also another instance that I've seen out there, and I'm glad that people are getting on politicians about stepping up to the plate, because this needs to happen. And these are the people who, they say they represent us. So make them represent us. Can't be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? So check this sister out. She ran up on what was her name? Miriam Bowser. This is
My child. Nothing to what I'm asking you. You said nothing. You showed no remorse. You did nothing for our community, for our city. You're asking these people to come to DC for what?
Absolutely.
To be chased by your officers. I'm asking you, what is going on with my son's case?
Sure, ma'am. And let me.
First of all, I'm not mad. I'm Miss Hilton. As I call you, Miss House or whatever. One more time.
Miss Hilton, I'm happy to talk to you about the specifics of your son's case.
But why did it take so long? I had to come out here. It's been 8 months. You haven't reached out to my family. You haven't reached out to me. You haven't said anything. I had to come to you, woman to woman. As I said, I gave birth to my child, so I don't know what the problem is. I'm talking to you, woman to woman. As you said, baby, just wait a minute, sweetheart. Yes, but I have. And the first time I'm talking to you, I'm talking about. Okay, answer the question. What's been going on with the case with my child?
I will have to pull you to the side and get you the information that you need, Ms. Hilton, okay? And I'm happy to do that.
And now that sister is in an Alexandria facility for celebrating her moment of justice for her child. Y'all and if y'all get that sister up out of there, yeah, you make sure that sister is taken care of, because obviously they are on. One could speculate that looks like. Now that we see you have some understanding of what you see, so I can't call it retaliation, but man, that sure doesn't look good. You just okay, you ain't even gonna be home for Christmas. What's up with that? So shout out to that sister, man. May hopefully she gets the complete deserved and friends, all that this is sets a precedent for how you start investigating how police officers are working and how they are covering up things like this, because this you're seeing a cover up. They're talking about a cover up. They're convicted on a cover up. So this isn't like speculation. This is something that, wow, even in a court of law, this is how you looked at it. So yeah, y'all look out for that sister out there. So all y'all folks out there in the DMV, y'all look out for your folks out there. Look out for your people. And shout out to her for she and what did she do? It's funny too. Remember what they said about what Godfrey said about Marcel? Oh, that just wasn't the right time. Yeah, it is. She in front of you, in front of a microphone. Let's hear what you gonna do. I ain't got no problem with that. So shout out to that sister. Shout out to her. That's a pleasure to see. Ain't all that forgiving. We need to forgive because Jesus just wants us to forgive. We just got to just duck our heads. No, 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 no. So yeah, shout out to her. Shout out to her. And shout out to, I guess on this time, the system actually worked. You know, we're not going to be just bending over backwards, but, you know, yeah, you guys got it right this time. Now make sure you give him the right, correct time. That's the second part. So, you know, people ain't going to sleep. So, you know, and, you know, now that you know, more people are now aware of this. So it ain't going nowhere. So you do right by the family, though, you know. That's only right. You dig? So, yeah, shout out to y'all. Let's see. We got some more folks that came into the chat. Let's see what we got in here. Okay. Let's see. What did I leave off? Okay. Kid Gravity Beyond. What is going on? B1 Night Rider checking in. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Sonny 81. Peace, family. I'm late, but that is okay. You already familiar with the intro. You know the intro. You know? Afro Elite in the house. Black first brothers and sisters. Yes, sir. Salute to you, my brother. Tia to you. Peace and loves. Project Leroy. What's going on, brother? Yes, indeed. That was crazy. Yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, absolutely, Sonny 81. Cyberdyne 100. Good evening. Yes, sir. Oh, Sonny 81 said, I'm in the DMV. Yes, indeed. They say that sister is, you know, I guess, you know, just keep an eye on that. Shoot. And the U.S. Marshals? That's overboard. That is so overboard. Come on. That's not overkill. Cynthia Newman, welcome. Steal my beats, Black First Salute. Yeah, I'm just saying, all right, it's overkill. Don't you got deputies? This seems a little much. What do I know? I'm not law enforcement, though, so, you know. You know? Let me get that back up there. So, yes, let me get that. I'm going to let that run for a little while longer. So we have some other things to talk about this evening. And okay, I think I want to. I'll start with this clip here. So, this is the Black Population Control. You better know it.
Our administration will be guided not by what we can do for Africa, but what we can do with Africa. Knowing it is the spark and determination of young people that will drive and move us forward. I strongly believe that the creativity and ingenuity of Africa's young leaders will help us shape the future of the world.
So as we know, they've had the recent summit going on here, with which, you know, I don't know why you would call foreign aid reparations, because they're not talking about the money they're giving the Ukraine reparations. They're not calling it reparations. Like, foreign aid with melanin does not equate to reparations, but that's what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Ms. D, Who is us, Cop Mala? So you see what they're doing. Y'all see what's happening. And let me play you this, because this is something I found quite funny. Because when people, I've told y'all before. See, when people hear FBA, or well, now you hear an FBA freedman, right? But when you hear Foundational Black American, people try to go into this line of, oh, it's a hate group, it's xenophobic, and this and that. No, it's not. What it is simply a simple designation, but the legal designation would be freedman anyway. So we don't have to get down into the color and the terminology and the words. We understand one thing. Now, with that being said, that is not on a xenophobic tip, because being tribal lets you know that you are actually having and preserving a culture within your own cosmos. So when you have that ability to create your own lane, just like everyone else has, I would look at that as being a big thing, because everything that we have been taught about ourselves has been given to us. So if we are taking charge, I guess some things come down to what people like or who people like, which is neither here nor there for me. But also sometimes it comes down to people's ideologies and the things that they have dedicated their whole lives to now kind of be upended by a reality that, hey, reparations is absolutely obtainable. And now you're seeing how obtainable it is, because you are watching billions, trillions upon dollars go out of this country. And then when people come to us, they talk about, but look at the national debt. Don't tell me about that while you have Zelensky sitting over here in the White House getting money. But this is the thing. Not everybody can go to the same bank that we can go to in this case. That is not a xenophobic or an anti-immigrant stance. However, when you have people like Faison Love, now when you hear the word tether, that would be a tether. Because what is he? He's worth $8 million telling black folks that if you got reparations, all you gonna do is waste your money and give it back to the white man. Now, if he's worth $8 million, is he giving his money back to the white man? No. Looking out for your own group is customary for everybody else on the planet except for us. That's probably why it is so hard to do. However, some of us have made that willing and willful choice to do so. And with that being said, that doesn't make anybody a hate group. It just makes sure that you are looking out for your group. Not confusing it with debates, not confusing it with random conversations. This is a true agenda. A true agenda. Not to be confused with people who just will say they are about a positive agenda, but not really rep it. So the proof is in the pudding. Now, with that being said, we have a lot of people that are talking against our reparations the way we're speaking about it, but yet and still, when they realize, just like as you watched on my last broadcast, when all of those African leaders went in room, we didn't come up. No, sir. We don't come up. All them black folks in that room ain't got nothing to say about us. No, we're going to take that money and we're going to build, we're going to build, we're going to build, we're going to build. Yes. That's not being xenophobic. That's being realistic. And as a battle shield of a nation, trust your men. Listen to your men. We understand what danger look like. For real, for real. So let me play you something that you probably don't actually usually hear, because it never dawns on you that they have the same issues that the people you are looking at right now are facing. However, your numbers, nothing wrong with you at all. They are throwing Planned Parenthood right down your throat. Right? But check this out.
Our population has risen from 14 million in 1986 to now more than 43 million. Population has, in 1986 was only 14 million, but it is now 43 million, and it will be 106 million by 2050. So don't worry about this population. I know some people are worried about population, but Africa has actually been underpopulated. So when you are worried about population, don't worry about Africa. Africa is 12 times the size of India. You can put India into Africa 12 times and it will fit there. Until very recently, the population of India has been bigger than the population of Africa. It is only now that for the first time, the population of Africa has overtaken the population of India. So you can see that really the population of the problem of Africa is not overpopulation, but rather the other opposite of underpopulation. This population of Uganda, which has risen more than almost 4 times in 30 years, we have no problem with it. It's not such a big issue.
Did you like or hate what you heard?
Y'all ever heard that before? You know? Now, all of a sudden, they're talking about they're underpopulated. But notice what he said. Don't worry about us. Did y'all catch that part? Yeah, don't worry about us. So here in the United States, we have people who represent, of course, the Pan-Africanist movement for various reasons that are neither here nor there for me. But once again, they exist, just like other groups. And some might have issues with what's taking place because, things are kind of changing as they have always known them to be. And so when you have situations like that, we've been talking about reparations. The funny thing is, the Pan-Africanists have been talking against foundational Black American freedmen lineage-based reparations. So I guess a lot of these Pan-Africanists are either ignoring the obvious, or didn't get the memo, or are just straight up in denial. However, I found this extremely funny, considering how the Pan-Africanists have been talking crazy about foundational Black Americans and freedmen, about reparations and lineage-based, talking all against and trying to sabotage lineage-based reparations because they want to get reparations for all people. But then Africa has a summit getting $55 billion. Let me show you what the Pan-Africanists had to say about that.
What about reparations for the sons and daughters of Africans in America? What about African Americans? We've been appealing to you, Mr. President, for months to create the H.R. 40 Commission by executive order. It borders on disrespect not to respond or act in the affirmative in the memory of John Conyers, the late, great John Conyers, and the appeals of Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, who was the lead sponsor on H.R. 40.
Got to watch these old niggas.
So after all of that, hey, what about us? We've been telling you they wasn't looking out for you. But you so busy hating on us that you missed that boat. Here's some more clarity for you. All of them leaders that was in there, your name didn't come up, Pan-Africanists. And even more so, man, if you don't get your ass up out of here while you talking to people that they talk $55 billion in front of you and you are talking about H.R. 40. Are you kidding? That's insane. H.R. 40 and $55 billion. Are you kidding? Now, you don't want no money? No, we want to study. Come on. See, that's what I'm saying. You trying to be upset, but still have to toe the Democratic line. Jeez, life must really suck for the soulless, because you have had to sell your soul to agree to doing something like that. Come on, man. AK Sour Guy, what's going on? Oh, my Lord. Ridiculous. Man, I just got to play that again. Listen to this, dude.
What about reparations for the sons and daughters of Africans in America? What about African Americans? We've been appealing to you, Mr. President, for months to create the H.R. 40 Commission by executive order. It borders on disrespect not to respond or act in the affirmative in the memory of John Conyers, the late, great John Conyers, and the appeals of Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, who was the lead sponsor on H.R. 40.
Now, why is he asking Joe Biden? See, this is my problem with the Pan-Africanists. Because y'all sitting up here, now you turn it around asking Joe Biden, but you tell us, we all asking from the white man. Y'all begging the white man. Look at y'all begging the white man. Why y'all keep begging the white man? What you need to do is get some financial literacy, or your ideas of generational wealth is going down the drain. Hey, geniuses, reparations is a perpetual payment. This is just going to be the first down payment on the move there. Do you see how he came over here just to get another check for a war that you haven't even seen? Stop talking that stupid, because we're looking for what is due to us, and it shouldn't be that hard to just accept to get. But I mean, again, for those who think we all hating on other people. Okay, no. Let me play it one more time. Listen to your friends over there on the continent and how they actually loving you.
Our population has risen from 14 million in 1986 to now more than 43 million. Population in 1986 was only 14 million, but it is now 43 million, and it will be 106 million by 2050. So don't worry about this population. I know some people are worried about population, but Africa has actually been underpopulated. So when you are worried about population, don't worry about Africa. Africa is 12 times the size of India. You can put India into Africa 12 times, and it will fit there. Until very recently, the population of India has been bigger than the population of Africa. It is only now that for the first time, the population of Africa has overtaken the population of India. So you can see that really the population of the problem of Africa is not overpopulation, but rather the other opposite of underpopulation. This population of Uganda, which has risen more than almost 4 times in 30 years, we have no problem with it. It's not such a big issue.
Did you like or hate what you heard?
Wow. But we don't got no love for nobody. Man, that man sat up there and said, you ain't got to worry about us, about the population. Hey, black person that lives in America, you know what that means? That means that the world leaders and the continent leaders and country leaders of Africa are making a deal with America not to be targeted for genocide for themselves. Do you still feel that we're the crazy ones? You just heard it with their own voice, their own mouth. This is a U.S. conference. This is happening here in America. What is so valuable about fighting with each other? To lose yourself in the figment of your imagination that you've had some camaraderie with them people over there when they are showing you their back. Not only that, though, throwing you under the bus. And then you have your Pan-Africanists on this side, which I'm going to go out and just say this now. Anybody pushing that line right now is starting to smell like law enforcement to me. Because the line at this point doesn't make any sense to keep holding. Now, I can understand if it affects the livelihood of someone because they have, mastered the hotep hustle. I got that. But there's too much that I'm seeing out here. It's starting to smell like law enforcement to me. Because it's all disruptive against the whole focus on being on reparations. There's no one person big enough to do that. Nah. No. That's not how this works. So, real quick, you know what? I got my brother Black Alpha in here, and I'm finna go to this next section. So let me go ahead and let me do this real quick. Let me see. Right before we get to that, so I can cue these videos up. Let me do this. Let me go ahead and play this intro, or actually me play this little clip, and then we will be right back with my brother Black Alpha Network, because we got some things to talk about, family. So I will be right back. All right. Get my brother in here. Get on in here. What is going on, my brother? Black Alpha Network in the house. What is going on, brother?
How you feeling today, family?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. We just now hitting into this this winter this winter this real cold winter little freeze here. I guess actually on the first day of winter, I guess. But yeah, we going straight into winter with a nosedive into the teens. We already, I think, in the 20s right now. Man, so it's it's chilly out here, brother. What's it looking like out your way, brother? Uh-oh. Can you hear me?
Good, family.
Okay. All right. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to play this video. Actually, I'm gonna play a couple. Let me see. Let me go to the first one. Okay, I'm gonna do this because these are some things that came up on you see things on TikTok, Instagram, and whatnot. This I think popped up on Twitter. It's from TikTok, but this end. Oh no, lost my brother. I see Queen Alpha in the chat. Welcome, sister. Man, yeah, but you already got the link, bro. So just come on back in when you get to a good spot. But if you are watching now on your TV, check this out because this is one of the things I want to talk about.
Americans and Romani people. This connection actually dates back all the way to the transatlantic slave trade. Countries like the United Kingdom, France, the Netherlands, Spain, and Portugal forcibly sent tens of thousands of Romani slaves to the Americas, specifically places like the southern United States, the Caribbean, and Brazil. Enslaved Romani people mixed with African Americans, creating a new subgroup of African Americans known as Afro-Roma, whose descendants still live on today, especially in places like Texas, Louisiana, and Cuba, as well as Brazil. This mixing also led to a mixing of cultures, like for example, jumping the broom, which was originally practiced by the Romani populations of the United Kingdom, but has since become an integral part of African American culture. And also jazz, which was created by African Americans, influenced Romani music, like Manouche jazz, which was created by because of this connection, a lot of African Americans and Afro Caribbeans have Romani ancestry.
Wait, what? Oh my Lord! Wait. So, just one more time. Let's just hear it again because again, he tried to sneak that one in at the end. That was really funny. Let me just hear that real quick. That was funny.
Which was created by African Americans, influenced Romani music, like Manouche jazz.
Wait a minute.
Led to a mixing of cultures, like for example, jumping the broom, which was originally practiced by the Romani populations of the United Kingdom, but has since become an integral part of African American culture. Also jazz, which was created by African Americans, influenced Romani music, like Manouche jazz, which was created by Roma in France, and have existed without African Americans creating jazz. Because of this connection, a lot of African Americans and Afro Caribbeans have Romani ancestry.
Say what now? Say said Restream really hates Savannah. It looks like StreamYard is too. My Lord. Good grief. Now, let me get back over here. Wow. Wow. They really on some let's get in that ain't that kind of looking like, because this, this is kind of how we're entitled to reparations too. You know what I mean? Look at the culture. I mean, man, jazz and, black, and then we got Romani jazz and, I'm not even seeing the connection, sir, but I guess you are clearly, but yeah, I don't see it. I don't see the connection. They see the connection loud and clearly. But Lord, really? Yeah, Romani jazz, huh? Who? Do y'all know of any Romani jazz artists? But here's the thing. When you talking about black folks and black culture, well, black American culture influenced the world. Funny thing is that you're saying we adopted something that came from Europe, from Romani culture. No. Because see, this is that like way of kind of rewriting history, so you insert yourself in conveniently into some of those gaps of the Moors and Byzantine. So you like, oh, the Romani was right here. Oh, stop it. Everybody in that area was of a darker hue. That did not make y'all kin. If you could get black folks in America to figure that out, good grief. No. He's holding on for dear life to something that was never there. Here's the next video I wanted to play. And check this out.
$500 billion in reparations.
Over 40% of the population in California is Latino. You're having people who are the object of persecution pay for the reparations of people who just don't want to work.
Your people are the object of persecution from where? Where, ma'am? So what now? That you know what I have to say to that?
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Yes, let's hear some more.
California is home to over 11 million immigrants from all over the world, not just Latinos. Immigrants who came here with less than nothing, not being able to speak English, who managed to build their wealth without leeching off of other Americans. Up until 1848, California belonged to Mexico. Slavery ended in 1860. There was only over 1,500 slaves in California, and their only job was mining. They didn't build California at all. If you look at any construction working team in California, most Latinos. Slaves didn't build California. Free people with dreams did. Not to mention that Latinos are part Native American, which
No, ma'am. You're not going to do that lie. Most Latinos are Native Americans. Nope. Pump your brakes. Slow down, sweetheart.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
they were and massacred at 90% of the population. This is probably the most ridiculous bill that Democrats have tried to pass. All Latinos want is citizenship and the ability to work in America. While you have Americans trying to live off the tax dollars of Latinos who are still persecuted in America to this day.
You hear that shit? Oh, brother, are you there? Brother Black Alpha, are you there, brother?
I'm here.
All right. Did you did you get a chance to hear what she just said? Afro Elise said, look at all that anti-black racism. Absolutely. Tasha Peter said, persecuted? Right. Are you there, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here right here, brother. Yeah, I seen it.
Okay. So you now I'm gonna play this one more time and just so everybody can get it in their system, and I'm gonna let you go ahead and go in and give your take on it.
Newsom in California wants to hand out $500 billion in reparations.
Over 40% of the population in California is Latino. You're having people who are the object of persecution pay for the reparations of people who just don't want to work. California is home to over 11 million immigrants from all over the world, not just Latinos. Immigrants who came here with less than nothing, not being able to speak English, who managed to build their wealth without leeching off of other Americans. Up until 1848, California belonged to Mexico. Slavery ended in 1860. There was only over 1,500 slaves in California, and their only job was mining. They didn't build California at all. If you look at any construction working team in California, mostly Latinos. Slaves didn't build California. Free people with dreams did. Not to mention that Latinos are part Native American, which they were slaves as well, and massacred at 90% of the population. This is probably the most ridiculous bill that Democrats have tried to pass. All Latinos want is citizenship and the ability to work in America. While you have Americans trying to live off the tax dollars of Latinos who are still persecuted in America to this day.
Wow. Go ahead, brother. You got it.
All right, just to let you know, family, I'm on a slight delay, it seems like. But I caught exactly everything this tether troll, whatever you want to call it, was saying. And I seen it earlier, family. This is exactly what me and you talk about in our spaces, fam, where these people are trying to interject themselves in our culture, in our accomplishments, and everything that we've ever done, because they have no history. They have nothing here. The only thing that they can do, brother, is go. I mean, you're talking about being a worker. That's what you're comparing to foundational Black Americans, right? That's what you can't do that over here. We've done so many more things, and that's all they can talk about is being a maid, sweeping somebody's floor, a mop, a dustpan. You know, we talking about building countries, talking about
right,
generational wealth, generating wealth. We're talking about building all they can say. So this is a desperate attempt of them trying to get in on what we've done, trying to slide in, and it's just jealousy, man. You know, hatred goes up. Hatred goes up, and they looking up at us very, very high, family, but we doing what we do, and I love it. Whenever I see stuff like that, that just shows me, family, that we getting closer to the bag, because when we weren't getting close to the bag, you didn't see these people coming out. So I'm not surprised that, you know, a dirt bag is talking about sweeping dirt. That's what happens, family, but we're going to stay over here on the certified side.
Big facts. Big facts. Now, with this other video that I played, well, before I get to that, let me go ahead and get my take on this. And now, with what I've seen from these white Hispanics, these anti-Black Latinos, they typically usually use the same white supremacist tropes, especially talking about how people don't want to work. And now what's so funny is you have a person talking about non-citizens paying for citizens who built an existence for them to even come to, for them to flee to, by the way. And all we want is just the right to have the existence to live on what your ancestors built. This is the dumbest bill ever. It's like, okay, well, see, here's the problem. Now, as I'm uploading this video, family, I'm gonna show you some of the problem right here, okay? Because you know, when we have an overload of people in this country already that do not have homes, it really doesn't make any sense to open up the borders and have a flood of just nonstop immigrants coming on in. And again, family, these aren't, you'd be surprised of the mixture of immigrants that are headed here. But, you know, real quick, let me play this video just to give you an idea of what people are really looking out at out here. And this government acts like we don't have something. The reason why it's called illegal immigrant. That's why they keep trying to say it's migrant. No, they're illegal immigrants. And here's the proof of how you get into the country illegally. Now, take a look on your screen. Just good old aerial video, and you can see for yourself all these thousands of people that are headed here. You know, so many people had something slick to say about the rally for reparations. Oh, they only had so many people. Well, you know what's funny? You might actually have more immigrants flooding the border in just one given time, and you still had multiple of thousands out there. Wow, we're really winning. Man, this is winning, huh? This is what winning looks like when you're in America. Tell everybody to come on, bring they cousins, sisters, aunts, and grandmas, and everybody with wooden legs and prosthetics. Come on. If you can make it, you can get here, you can stay. Now, foundational Black Americans, stop asking for stuff. Now, you are at the height of being victims of hate crimes, but, hey, we got to look out for the Latinos because we are all in this together, and you just can't afford to be so divisive. But then we have Black folks that say, well, hey, man, you hating on Black immigrants. No. This is immigration we're talking about, and this is illegal immigration. And you know where these people are going to tether themselves into? Just like the Ukrainians into that police force and judges and politicians, just like they're already doing. We're not winning now that way. So maybe, hopefully, y'all will see that is not working for Black America. Now, with that being said, brother, moving on to the next video that was the first one I played. Listen to how this dude tries to implement his group and culture and mesh it into us. And after this video wraps up, I'll let you go ahead and take it because I know you're on a delay.
Actually dates back all the way to the transatlantic slave trade. Countries like the United Kingdom, France, the Netherlands, Spain, and Portugal forcibly sent tens of thousands of Romani slaves to the Americas, specifically places like the southern United States, the Caribbean, and Brazil. Enslaved Romani people mixed with African Americans, creating a new subgroup of African Americans known as Afro-Roma, whose descendants still live on today, especially in places like Texas, Louisiana, and Cuba, as well as Brazil. This mixing also led to a mixing of cultures, like for example, jumping the broom, which was originally practiced by the Romani populations of the United Kingdom, but has since become an integral part of African American culture. Also jazz, which was created by African Americans, influenced Romani music, like Manouche jazz, which was created by Roma in France, and have existed without African Americans creating jazz. Because of this connection, a lot of African Americans and Afro-Caribbeans have Romani ancestry.
You got it, bro.
All right, you can hear me, right? All right, let's get it then. Family, I got so much to say about that. That right real today, family. So I hope you can see me real. This family, you sent us all that cold weather, brother. You sent us all that cold weather. Yes, man, you did, brother.
Real.
Anyway, point being, this is what we talk about, family, when we speak about how they're trying to get in on our culture. Where did he go to? Tether College? Like, where did he hear all this stuff at, family? You feel me? Because they're literally just to the point where they're making things up in terms of trying to mix in with us. Everybody knows that we have master teachers, okay? When our master teachers are not telling us half of that nonsense, then we understand what's really real and where it's coming from. What I genuinely know and what we all know, family, from what we've seen, is they want to get in on us so bad that they're willing to just make up anything. You feel me? They'll go to the drawing board, the Tether drawing board, and then they'll start coming up with this, that, or whatnot. But isn't it funny that when it comes to identifying as a person, down in there, people are treated like dirt. Black people are treated the worst. On top of black people being treated like dirt and work, they have no respect. They have no respect for our ancestors here. The only time they ever want to intermix cultures when tangibles are on the line. You feel me? When we start tangibles on reparations, we start talking about getting to the bag. Then all of a sudden, it's these intermixings and it's these connections. These connections don't exist. I always say on the Black Alpha Network, family, I said they want to stand away from us socially. They want to stand next to us politically. I mean, I'd want to stand next to the greatest lineage, heritage, and the culture in the world too, if it meant getting to the bag. You feel me? Exactly. The great thing for us is that we are that lineage, that heritage, and that culture. So we understand, brother, exactly what they're doing. Him, her, all the other tethers out there. We had a tether call in from the UK. He was a tether from the Middle East in the UK. He need to worry about getting kicked out of his own country. He need to quit worrying about us. So, that type of information and that type of knowledge, that's their problem. So we're just going to continue to do what we do, and we're going to keep getting to the money, man. You know, listen, when the money's coming and they can smell the money and the cash registers are changing, this is the type of. So we knew it was coming, brother. Now, can we watch?
Big facts. The big facts. So there's one other. Let's see. Well, actually, it'll be two in total videos I need to go over with you real quick. Let me get these joints in here. Let's see. I'll do it like this. So again, let's see. What's it say? New York City has spent $60 million thus far helping this new wave of immigrants in New York City alone just get what the hell am I saying? Getting acclimated to this new territory that does not belong to them, of course. And now Eric Adams is telling black folks that they're gonna have to get used to some changes. I'm like, whoa. Okay. And so let me go ahead and play this.
What we are up against, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to give the impression that it is not going to impact our basic services. And so when you say which service, look at every service we provide. Every service we provide is going to be impacted by the influx of migrants in our city. It's going to impact education. It's going to impact the dollars we're using to clean our streets. It's going to impact our public safety. It's going to impact our helping those long-term New Yorkers who are in need. Every service, if you look down the list of services, I have to now go back to the drawing board, already multi-billion dollars in deficit because of the pandemic. I have to return to the drawing board and now reconfigure every service we're providing in the city based on what is about to happen to this city.
All right, that's the first one. Here's the second one.
Now, it's a national problem. El Paso shouldn't be going through this. Chicago shouldn't be going through this. Washington, Houston, cities should not be carrying the weight of a national problem. This is unfair to all of our cities to have to go through this without any help from the national government and the state government. And so we are building out that which is within our span of control, but we need help from the federal and state government to assist us.
Now, with that being said, let me go back here. All right. So with that being said, brother, he's basically telling, okay, that's the Eric Adams New York version of let me see where that at. Where is that at? Yeah, that's the Eric Adams New York version of this.
This country is doomed. It is doomed, not just because of African Americans, but because by 2040, this country is going to be minority white European. You hear me? Minority white European. And you guys are going to have to start working more with Hispanics. who make up a larger portion of the population than y'all do.
Wow. So now, brother, how do you see New York's situation, brother? Go ahead. You got it.
All right, man. Now, once again, you can hear me, right? All right. New York, brother. Man, New York's a trippy river. Yeah, it's real tricky out there in New York City, family. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of tethers running around, them NY tethers. You know what I'm saying? I know a couple of them. There's a couple of them on Twitter, but we ain't gonna name no names. But it's all to the G. We, you know what I'm talking about, brother. We talked about it the other night. But we understand that type of situation, family. We what type of game that they're running out there. You notice whenever these people start talking down, it's always a bunch of counterfeits in the room with them. People who like to bow down, people who don't really stand up for anything. The representation of a true certified isn't really heavy out there in NYC. And if it is, it's in the hood level. It's on the streets. You feel me? But when you start talking about going up the ladder, it gets different. New York really has the same blueprint as California does, where the tethers out there actually have positions of power. And something that's quite different from the South, where there are tethers, but tethers here don't have no power. You're not going to see no tethers, no immigrants in city council down here. You're not going to see them as mayors. You're not going to see them as governors, none of that stuff. Out there in NYC, they run it so that tether energy is very severe. It's very hostile. And anybody who's speaking about a real, genuine, foundational Black American certified American freedman type of push, they're not going to really be respected. So I'm not surprised. That guy has been a chump since he came in. Everybody I know in NYC rock with him, but then have they ever like any mayors in New York? Name me any mayor in New York that's ever been solid. You go back, but the difference is they've replaced now the supremacist with the supremacist puppet. And you get this type of energy when you go to these heavy tether laden places. So we got to always watch out for the tether time machine, man. Because
Absolutely, brother. And so, to give my take on it, man, I look at it as I've been looking at Eric Adams as a problem. I've been stating it from day one, like, yo, New York, y'all got a problem. And when I seen him come in, and then I knew who his the police commissioner options were, I knew then the fix was in. Like, yo, y'all in trouble out there. Stop and frisk is on its way. Probably with another anti-hate crime bill, which now has happened. So now, of course, because you have Hochul up there as the governor, so you got her, and then of course you got him right there in New York, so they can just toe the Democratic line. And again, family, we are neither Democrat or Republican. We are foundational Black American freedmen. So we are looking out for our interests as that group. And so whichever party has something tangible for us, then that is what we're dealing with. So that, that's kind of where we are with things, if you didn't, understand. But brother, I wanted to just go over those real quick things with you, man, and to let you chime in. And it's funny, man, family, if you don't understand, we have been going through all types of hell with Twitter Spaces over the past our past 3 spaces. And it's interesting how things happen. Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah. It's interesting how things happen, but family, we got to go ahead and we got to do what we got to do. So we power through anyway. With that being said, let my brother give his closing words before he gets out of here, because I think we are all in the winter. Y'all got like a winter storm headed y'all way down south too. So we are all in I'm in the midst of a winter storm advisory myself right here. So let me go ahead and let my brother give his closing words. Go ahead, brother.
Hey, I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, hey, the winter is, it's crazy, man. It's gonna be like 20 here, man. The power lines was down here, so it's real janky, but it don't stop that certified energy, brother. I'm telling you, sent us that way, man. So, but it's all good on the other side, brother. Listen, to the key point, man, and we're going to touch on it more. I touched on it last night. You touching on it today. The new black media is going to stay touching on it. We're starting to see this, brother. Me and you had the personal conversation is that the tethers are in red alert right now. They're in tether alert. You know, they're doing every single thing that they can possibly pull off to try to stop us because this is the 11th hour for them. You understand? So as we get closer to the monies, we get closer to the bag. They all know that they have no choice. Either they're going to have to get it on their own, which they've never done before, or they're going to have to try to sabotage us and sabotage their own game, and we stay focused, and therefore we're going to get past everything. So I want everybody to have a good night. I'm about to post up because it's cold as hell. I got to go let my pit bull outside, man. I just got back inside, but y'all stay good. I'm about to tap in and watch, brother, and you're going to see me down in the comment section, and we're going to take it a step further like we always do. Certified salute to the whole team.
Yes, sir. Salute to you, my brother. Appreciate you, brother, as always. So y'all go follow my brother, Black Alpha Network. And you know, as we hold our spaces usually around Monday or maybe Tuesday around noon Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. That would be the Certified Truth with yours truly, Beatzilla PDX Official, and my brother right there, Black Alpha Network. So stay tuned because, you know, I usually post I try to anyway, post the upcoming spaces in my community tab because I know most of you guys are over there. So real quick, I saw some folks come in the chat, so let me make sure I shout all of y'all out. And then we are going to get into this spending bill. If y'all don't know, they tried to pull a fast one. So we got to get into that because that's probably going to take the rest of this broadcast to get through. So let's see. I've seen some folks come on in. Torian Rain Reloaded. What's going on, my brother? Lamar West. Welcome, welcome. Phantom Beat. Yeah, I see you in the house. Okay. I think I'm going the right way. Of course, I see you, Queen Alpha. Aboriginal Woman. Welcome, welcome. From Tiffany with Love. All right. Dark-skinned brother in the house. TNBN. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Afro Elite said, look at all that anti-black racism. Yeah, okay, I did see that earlier. All right. Crew Reality, welcome. All right. All right. We deep in here tonight. Okay. Oh, and Melody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey. Melody in the house as well. All right. So let's see where we got to go next. Kid Gravity said, Tether Amber Alert. You know? Man. Okay. All right, there we go. Good Lord. Okay. Oh no, wrong one, wrong video. Hold on, let me get this other one in here. Yeah, Kid Gravity, you said Tether, it just made me think that, oh, yeah, we got to hit this part. Lord. Is this it here?
I brought with me the Omni.
No, that is not. That's not what I'm looking for. Let me get that out of here. I'm coming back to that. That's the story that we actually have to go to. Let me find, where's that video? I know I got this joker here. Lamar had that cat. He done. Oh, this is what it is. This is it right here. That dude done got hemmed up and got arrested and indicted for fraud. But it was something about this video that stuck out to me. And now, mind you, when this whole incident happened with this, what they call him, the bling preacher or whatever, when this whole thing happened, I remember that. I remember the whole situation with this dude. I'm like, that dude don't look like he foundational Black American. What's up with that? Key Gravity said 47 billion more to the ass off. Word. And he came over here with his hand out, didn't he? In the bag open. Yo 103, Queenan, welcome. So let's check out this little story on the Bishop Lamar Whitehead. Lord.
Dollars worth of jewelry during an Instagram live of a church service is now the one facing criminal trouble. Lamar Miller Whitehead, known to some as the Bling Bishop, pleaded not guilty on Monday to charges of wire fraud, extortion, and lying to the FBI. Authorities say Whitehead used threats and false promises to convince parishioners to give him money. In fact, in one case, Whitehead allegedly took $90,000 in retirement savings from a woman, promising to help her find a home and invest the rest. But prosecutors say he instead used that money to buy thousands of dollars worth of luxury goods and then allegedly told the woman that the money was not an investment but a donation. Whitehead has been under investigation since at least February. This was months before armed robbery.
Just can't help but notice the flag just flying right there in front of the church. Anybody notice that? You know, that's just, that's not saying anything negative about that, but I'm just couldn't help but notice because we were like, oh yeah, when this dude ain't no FBA. I can just kind of catch my man's vibe. I don't think so. Lo and behold. Wow.
Crashed his church service and stole jewelry worth more than $1 million. But that isn't the only recent report of alleged bad behavior by church leaders. A Florida pastor and his son were arrested earlier this month, accused of taking more than $8 million in federal COVID relief funds and then trying to use it to buy a home near Disney World. Evan Edwards and his son Josh are accused of lying about the number of people employed by the ministry to get more from the Paycheck Protection Program. Investigators say that when they got to the ministry's offices in Orlando, the door was locked, and neighboring businesses said no one was ever inside. And a preacher in the Miami area allegedly stole money from an elderly couple in her congregation and also took their home. Investigators say Yvonne Hampton Barley befriended the couple, who were in their late 80s and suffer from dementia. Authorities allege that she used her position as a pastor to convince them to illegally transfer ownership of the home to her. Hampton Barley also reportedly posed as the daughter and power of attorney for the male victim, signing for cash disbursements from his bank account.
Damn. Ooh-wee. Wow. Grimy church folk. Not like that's really anything new, but that is crazy, isn't it? That is crazy. See? Crazy church folks. You know what you need to do?
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. Let's see here. So we're going to take a real quick break. and then we shall come back with the very last piece of information we have to give out tonight, which is about the most recent spending bill that they have, which is just absolutely insane. Yeah, they giving a lot of money out, folks. I don't know what to say. They just handing it out like no tomorrow. You know, give me the money. It'd be nice if that was us, if we could just go ahead and stick our hand out. Instead, we got people over here telling us all kind of nonsense about how we should support Daca. But when you listen to these Latinos, what are they saying about our reparations? Oh, I don't see why we need to pay for it. I'm like, oh, I'll tell you what. Fire up the jet. Because here's something that y'all need to get through your skull.
African Americans built this nation. You built this nation. You know, you're just starting to get real credit for that. Okay, I don't know if you know that. You're just starting to get, you built the nation.
Well, so, you know, you might want to, take that into consideration. Might be wise, you know, because when you come into other people's lands that their ancestors died building, you should be respectful, because if not, something like this could always just go wrong. Oh, Mario and Luigi for the spill. Yikes. So, with that being said, we are going to take this brief little musical break, and then we will be back with the end of the latter half or latter end of our broadcast this evening. So, again, family, take the advice from the sister.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Oh, Lord, we will be right back. This is the Beatzilla PDX official show. Go nowhere, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back very, very, very shortly, right after this brief tune. Sometimes I'm feeling all alone. Sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy. Nobody understands me, but I'm trying to get the world to see it's love. It's love. Had this passion instilled in me. That's why I'm at it so hard, so faithfully. I've been through so many things, please believe me. I'm still here 'cause I know He keeps me. Oh, the answer is love. Oh, answer is love. Yeah. All right. So, you know what, Mary Evans? I will have some stuff up shortly. So be on the lookout for that. I will definitely let y'all know because there's some things we will be doing here next year. So that will be one of them. So we're going to make sure that we have the music available for you. Also, the shirts I have not have slacked out on the shirts. I wish I could show y'all the design, but I've been keeping that under lock and key. But I think y'all will. I think y'all will dig it. I definitely think y'all will dig it. So, with that being said, as y'all know, we just recently avoided a government shutdown. Well, not necessarily, because I don't believe they have finished voting on all of this yet. So, what we have seen the Daca promoters, we have seen the reparations haters. In the Latinos case, they're one and the same. You saw the CJ Pearson talking against reparations as well. Now that's the baby coon. But also what's funny about that dude is he just had a picture with none other than Kyle Rittenhouse. Imagine that. Yeah, imagine that. So with that being said, these people have once again tried to put one of those last minute bills before folks and expecting people to just vote on it. So who knows how this is going to turn out. So this happened. You know what happened was funny. Because I actually went to bed very early last night, but you know how that happens sometimes. You might end up waking up in the middle of the night. But I guess, I miss I guess Tariq Nasheed had a space. I missed that. I was knocked out for that, but I woke up enough to see this. Very interesting.
4,155 pages. When was it produced? In the dead of the night, 1:30 in the morning when it was released. Now, people argue that it's conservatives' fault. You don't have the Christmas spirit. Somehow you're holding up government. Well, whose job is it to produce this? The people in charge of spending, the people in charge of both of the parties. When did they know that this would be necessary? Well, it's in the law, September 30th. You got 9 months, almost 10 months, to produce a plan, to have a spending plan. They weren't ready on September 30th, so they voted themselves 90 more days. They weren't ready last week either, so they voted themselves another week. And now we have it at 1:30 in the morning this morning. But what's the clamor? The clamor is to vote. Vote now. Let's get it done. Why are you standing in the way of spending? Well, the real question is this. What is more dangerous? What is more dangerous to the country? $1.1 trillion in new debt, or as Republican leadership likes to say, oh, but it's a win. It's a big win. We're getting $45 billion for the military. So which is more important? Which threatens the country more? Are we at risk for being invaded by a foreign power if we don't put $45 billion into the military? Or are we more at risk by adding to a $31 trillion debt? I think the greatest risk to our national security is our debt. The process stinks. It's an abomination. It's a no good, rotten way to run your government. $6 trillion entity, and they want 24 hours to process this, and then they want to go forward. I will be demanding 2 amendments. One, that this goes against the budget rules. The pay-go rules say you can't do this. You can't have all this new spending unless it's offset. We will also be demanding that the pay-go rules are increased. Taking 60 votes to evade the rules, we're going to ask that it be a 2/3 vote to evade the rules. The American people don't want this. They're sick and tired of it. They're paying for it through the nose with inflation. Adding $1 trillion to the deficit will simply fuel the fires that are consuming our wages and consuming our retirement plans. It's a terrible system. Someone needs to stand up. We're standing up, and we're going to say no.
So the governments might still be shutting down. That's how that sounded. that's pretty much what I'm receiving from that. How about yourselves? So let's take a look at this. This is Representative Dan Bishop in his Twitter page. He says, "My team and I are reading through the ominous bill today. All 1.7 trillion and 4,155 pages of it." Lord. So let's see. Let's go down here. Scroll down a bit. Let's see what we got here. Close that. All right. Okay, so there we have. This is the first thing. Let's see what this looks like. Let's see. Because, I mean, they're putting a lot of... I mean, this is a hefty bill. You know what I mean? Okay, so this is it. Let's see. None of the funds have to hire permanent federal employees for any flight hours flown by U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Air and Marine operations, except for internal transportation of non-citizens, or to acquire, maintain, or extend border security technology and capabilities for the technology and capabilities to improve border patrol processing. But they're not doing any of that. Let's see. Okay. So that's just obviously one thing they put in there, because what did he say? So it expressly prohibits CBP funding from being used to improve border security. Imagine that. Let's just keep on going. Okay. But at the same time allocates $410 million toward border security for Jordan, Lebanon, Egypt, Tunisia, and Oman. Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. Let's look at this. All right. Section 8113 of the amounts appropriated in the acts under the heading, quote, Operation and Maintenance, Defense, wide, unquote, for the Defense Security Cooperation Agency, $410 million to remain available until September 30th, 2024, shall be available to reimburse Jordan, Lebanon, Egypt, Tunisia, and Oman under Section 1226 of the National Defense Authorization Act for fiscal year of 2016. Once again, the highlighted section for enhanced border security, but for their borders. What about ours? I just showed you that video, right? I mean, this is insane, man. And anybody still talking about the Democrat, man, we got to vote for it. This is what they're putting forth. Let's see. And of course, oh my Lord, look at that dollar amount, family. 1,438,000. No, I'm sorry, that is 1,438,000,000 for membership in global multilateral organizations, including the UN. Word? International organizations contributions to the international organizations for necessary expenses not otherwise provided for to meet annual obligations of membership in international multilateral organizations pursuant to treaties ratified pursuant to the advised or the advice and consent of the Senate conventions. Boy, this is a lot of runaround talk, ain't it? Or specific acts of Congress. The 1.4 4 million, 1 billion, 4 million, 400 million, $38, of which 96 million, 96, 240 million may remain available until September 30th, 2024, provided that the Secretary of State shall, at the time of the submission of the President's budget to Congress under Section 1105, and I guess that, I don't know why that's cutting off, but it looks like that should be finishing somewhere. But that is a lot of money. A multilateral? Yeah, okay. Let's see. The word salmon appears 48 times in this bill. Just more money. Let's see if this shows a dollar amount in this. Yeah, salmon can get money, huh? This title may be cited as the quote Alaska Salmon Research Task Force Act. Come on, man. You got money for salmon research, huh? Salmon are an essential element for the well-being of health of Alaskans, and there is a unique relationship between people of indigenous heritage and the salmon that they rely on for subsistence and traditional and cultural practices. So give them some money to make sure they fish is cool. But, let them Negroes starve and be in food deserts and such. They don't get nothing. $65 million for salmon. Seems fishy. Oh, my Lord. Pacific coastal salmon recovery for necessary expenses associated with the restoration of Pacific salmon populations. Wow, $65 million to remain available until September 30th, 2024. $65 for salmon. Family, you understand? Like, this is insane. Keep going. $3 million for bee-friendly highways and another $5 million for the salmon. Okay. Family. I'm going to just keep going because it's just insane. It is absolutely insane. Let's see. And at least the other fish feel left out of the spending spree. Here's $65.7 million for the International Fisheries Commissions. Perhaps President Bush was on to something when he said, quote, I know the human being and the fish can coexist peacefully. Oh, Lord. International Fisheries Commission. For necessary expenses for International Fisheries Commission, not otherwise provided for, as authorized by the law, $65,719,000 provided. Oh my Lord. $65 doggone million for fishery commissions. This is insanity. Let's see what else we got here. This is the Democrat spending bill, family. When let me get this picture back on screen for you, just so you know. Always remember, what treachery looks like. Because this right here is absolute treachery. And you know what I'm going to do right here? This is something. Let me do this. Okay. All right. So, you know what? I got on up here and get old Wicked Joe off the screen and get back to All right. Hold on, family. I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Down here. Boy. Coming back into the studio, family. They froze me up. All right, let me get that out. Boy, come on now, StreamYards. Don't be acting like Restream tonight. All right, let's get this back in here. All right. So again, as we're going through this insane bill, and this is what they're proposing. All of this, so they're literally trying to get this through to prevent the government shutdown, but worrying about money for fish. And the way that they're trying to tell it, oh, we got to get this money for our troops and all of this. Man, you got a whole bunch of just garbage money in here, and ain't no foundational Black American mentioned nowhere. A whole bill. I mean, you watching billions roll out the door, hundreds of millions. And this is what we're seeing right here. This is crazy. So again, what to say? On a more sinister note, here is at least $575 million for family planning. Areas where population growth threatens biodiversity. Now, this is something that you might want to seriously consider. Because if you remember what I just played from that African leader earlier, what was he talking about? What did he say? You don't have to worry about us. Didn't he say that? And actually, we underpopulated. Why is he worrying about talking about being underpopulated? There's something there. You understand me? And it's he ain't letting it just come out by accident. And so when that Pan-Africanist, he's still talking about HR 40, what he needs to be worried about is why the hell is this African leader talking about you don't have to worry about us, but ain't said nothing about you HR 40 chasers. Matter of fact, let's just have a little refresher.
Our population has risen from 14 million in 1986 to now more than 43 million. Population has, in 1986 was only 14 million, but it is now 43 million, and it will be 106 million by 2050. So don't worry about this population. I know some people are worried about population, but Africa has actually been underpopulated. So when you are worried about population, don't worry about Africa. Africa is 12 times the size of India. You can put India into Africa 12 times, and it will fit there. Until very recently, the population of India has been bigger than the population of Africa. It is only now that for the first time, the population of Africa has overtaken the population of India. So you can see that really the population of the problem of Africa is not overpopulation, but rather the other opposite of underpopulation. This population of Uganda, which has risen more than almost 4 times in 30 years, we have no problem with it. It's not such a big issue.
Did you like or hate what you heard?
You don't have to worry about us. And talking about population, why on earth is he talking like that? Well, let's see what we have here for this. So when it comes down to America, they found $575 million. Should be made available for family planning / reproductive health, including in areas where population growth threatens biodiversity or endangered species. You are telling me that humans are looking to be thinned for biodiversity or endangered species. Well, that's kind of a loose terminology now, isn't it? That might be something to keep an eye on in the future, and probably something to worry about right now. But that's why we're going through this. $65 million in 2 programs for Senator Lehigh, and a federal building named for Nancy Pelosi. $65 million for Nancy going on out the door. No need to look at that one. Oh, let's see. Wow, well, this is interesting, isn't it? Here are just a handful of the many earmarks in the bill, including $3.6 million for the Michelle Obama Trail. Huh. Mm-hmm. So you're going to name a trail after her, and naming a trail takes $3 million. Okay. Now, those must be some really expensive signs. All right. A few more earmarks. $477K for anti-racist training from Equity Institute. Now, they're only getting $477,000. That's probably the shortest money that you've seen here. $3 million for the LGBTQ Museum in New York City. And $1.2 million in, quote, services for Daca recipients. Wow. And $4.1 million in various career programs for one of the richest counties in Fairfax. just shelling out the dough. Boy, they got plenty of money to give out, don't they? But these are earmarks for people that you don't even hear complaining about not having enough money or even needing money or needing funding. No. Because they don't have to make noise because people are already looking out for them. So don't ever let anybody tell you this madness about, man, you guys are just asking for money from white people. No. The system of white supremacy is the system of benevolence for the everybody who can be considered white and everybody that they choose can identify as white, because it's the law of I'm white and I say so. If an additional $47 billion in Ukraine funding isn't enough for you, the bill also authorizes a, quote, Ukrainian Independence Park right here in Washington, D.C. Designation of Ukrainian Independence Park. In general, the area described in the paragraph shall be designated as Ukrainian Independence Park. Description of area. The area designated under the paragraph is approximately 0.35 acres, generally depicted as Ukrainian Independence Park on the map, entitled Ukrainian Independence Park, I'm sure. So let's see what else we have. Okay. And the park is boundary, numbered, whatever. Dated June. When did this conflict start? Anybody in the chat? Y'all remember when this conflict with Ukraine started? Because you guys were looking to make Independence Park Ukrainian Independence Park. So you already had this idea in June of 2022 that this is already numbered in June. Black folks, you got to go do this and you got to go do that. What we need is a study. We just need to, we need to come together. You understand? I mean, I'm just saying, come on, brother. And then you got the old HR 40 dude. I mean, what about us? Hey, you just leave us out the mix. I mean, come on now. I mean, what are you going to do about us, Biden? Joe Biden? Wait, no. You a Pan-Africanist. You need to be appealing to your African brothers over in the continent and say, hey, why are you forgetting about me? I am a Pan-Africanist just like you. They'll be like, Pan-African what? No, we Africans, you American. We got to check. But wait, I talked to your consulate and they told me it was all good. Oh, yeah. We don't know who you're talking about. And now you over here pleading, copping pleas to Joe Biden like this.
What about reparations for the sons and daughters of Africans in America? What about African Americans? We've been appealing to you, Mr. President, for months to create the H.R. 40 Commission by executive order. It borders on disrespect not to respond or act in the affirmative. In the memory of John Conyers, the late, great John Conyers, and the appeals of Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, who was the lead sponsor on H.R. 40.
Lord. Sheila Jackson Lee, who was the lead, and Sheila Jackson Lee is now the Foundation of Black Americans. So she's not even entitled to reparations, but she's in front of the face of the bill for a study, though. We're talking about reparations. They're talking about a study. Let's see. Man. Oh, the bill also renames 25 post offices in addition to a dozen we've already renamed this session. All right. So they're renaming post offices. All right. Got to get some money for that. 524 million. Let's see. DI structural racism. Let's see what's in this bill. Let's see what's in this particular one. Let's see. National Institute on Minority Health and Health Disparities. Wow. Oh, okay. I see. I'll say the conflict started in February. Okay. So they were moving very quick to kiss Ukraine's ass. All right. That makes sense. Washington, D.C. for this, considering how American citizens are paying for this war that has nothing to do with America, I guess it makes sense to go ahead and put a monument out in Washington, D.C., since that's who's forcing everybody to pay for it. For carrying out Section 301 and Title 4 of the PHS Act with respect to minority health and health disparities research. I can only imagine what researchers are you paying this money to? Pfizer? I mean, come on, man. Oh man, I hope y'all seeing this. This is a lot of money, man. 300,000 for plankton recorder. I don't know what the hell that is. Of course, there's a NDAA corrections. Let's see, divisions and extended technical corrections. Oh, okay, for the cybersecurity. So the way they just showing up the funding for digital control. Gender programs in Pakistan, and a $200 million for gender equity fund in Pakistan. Gender Equity and Equality Action Fund. Of the funds appropriated under Title III of this act, up to $200 million may be available for the Gender Equity and Equality Action Fund. By the way, this is for the nation of Pakistan. Funds appropriated by Title III of this act shall be made available for programs to promote democracy for gender programs in Pakistan. But all of you black Americans, all you want to do is beg the white man for money. You don't want to work. While Pakistan getting money over there to put Western ideals over there and get some, I guess, pay for some sex changes and whatnot. You know how America does. Gotta make sure they throw their rainbow down your throat. Let's see. Last year's administrative expenses for the jab injury trust fund were $13.2 million. Now it is $15.2 million. So they've increased it. Maybe they're just kind of waiting for that other shoe to drop. $335 million to prepare for an influenza pandemic. Well, not that we have seen an influenza pandemic as of yet. So Kind of interesting that they have a whole lot of money allotted for a pandemic that has yet to even pop its head up, right? Or do we just normally prepare for pandemics with a specific name? Influenza. So this is a flu pandemic. So a pandemic of the flu. So this is what? Article 1046. Lord. For an additional amount for expenses necessary to prepare for or respond to an influenza pandemic, $335 million, of which $300 million shall be available until expended. For activities including the development and purchase of jabs, antivirals, necessary medical supplies, diagnostics, and other surveillance tools. And other surveillance tools. That notwithstanding, Section 496B of the PHS Act, funds may be used for the construction or renovation of privately owned facilities for the production of pandemic influenza jabs and other biologies. How about that smart mark? What about that smart mark there? If the secretary finds such construction or renovation necessary to secure sufficient supplies of such jabs or nanobots, well, among all the other things that are being, spent buku money on, a pandemic that has yet to even reveal itself. Or did it get revealed within their spending bill? And I think that's about all. I will stop going through that there. You could go, to go to his page if you wanted to go through all of the particulars of this spending bill, which is over 4,000 pages. I just wanted to go through some. And understand, we ain't in none of it. So, And they'll say, well, no, this minority thing, that's y'all. No, that's minority. But other groups are specifically named, of course, all the way out and through this. Just not us. No, we're not mentioned. We are left out as specific. And I guess everybody, well, minority. That's the only way we are somewhat even remotely included. And none of our Black organizations and Black-led, Black-ran will be seeing any of that money. So let's not play that game or kid ourselves that that's what's going to take place, because we know better. You know what I'm saying, family? So with that being said, that was pretty much that's pretty much what I have for this evening, because I needed to just show y'all that, and we hit pretty much everything we needed to hit. Because we touched on the Daca promoters and the reparation haters. Oh, and there's that other thing I wanted to show you. Where's that at? Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, there's another thing right before we go. Oh, yeah. Let's look at a couple things here. Let's get this in here. Whew, as we're talking about like biologies and different things that the government is preparing and spending money on, I just wonder how much of that stuff that they have so oddly worded isn't actually really meaning something like this.
Artificial womb facility. The Elite package allows you to customize your baby's eye color, hair color, skin tone, physical strength, height, and level of intelligence. It also allows you to fix any inherited genetic diseases that are part of your family history so that your baby and their offspring will live a healthy, comfortable life free of genetic diseases. A single building can incubate up to 30,000 lab-grown babies per year. Ectolife allows your baby to develop in an infection-free environment. The pods are made of materials that prevent germs from sticking to their surfaces. Growth feature sensors monitor your baby's vital signs, including heartbeat, temperature, blood pressure, breathing rate, and oxygen saturation. The artificial intelligence-based system also monitors the physical features of your baby and reports any potential genetic abnormalities. The pods are equipped with a screen that displays real-time data on the developmental progress of your baby. These data are sent directly to your phone so you can track your baby's health from the comfort of your zone. The app also provides you with a high-resolution live view of your baby's development. A special section in the app allows you to watch a time-lapse of your baby's growth and share it directly with your loved ones. Because babies can recognize language and learn new words while still in the womb, Ectolife growth pods feature internal speakers that play a wide range of words and music to your baby. Through the app, you can choose the playlist that your baby listens to. Our goal is to provide you with an intelligent offspring that truly reflects your smart choices. Ectolife improves your bonding experience with your baby. Thanks to a 360 degrees camera that's fitted inside your baby's growth pod, you can use your virtual reality headset to explore what it's like to be in your baby's place. See what they see and hear what they hear. Using a
That's about all of that I'll play because there is more, but I think y'all get the message. Y'all can see what's happening here. Just, nothing to see here. The devil being the devil, Nothing to see here. Lord. And then also over in, I know y'all have seen this because I seen this a few weeks ago and then it's starting to resurface all of a sudden. But I do find this, it's very interesting that this lifelike Statue of Liberty, and this is over in Italy nonetheless during a parade. It's crazy. Yeah, so I just turned the sound down on that, but y'all can get the gist of what's going on here. That the way who did this, like who made this thing? This thing looks crazy. Okay, what's going on here? All right, get on out of there. Now let me play this last one because this, I believe, is from one of these NFL games. And family, I seen this on Twitter and I had chimed in on this and somebody hopped in the comment section talking about, oh, Raider fans are like this, and if you go to a Raider game, then it might be like this and that and this. And I said, brother, are you excusing the Karen behavior? Oh, well, man, okay, now I don't even think you're black. Oh, yeah, okay, well, anyway. And so this dude's name is, he got some funny style, non-real handle, using the name Muhammad, and then has Tupac as a profile picture. It's like, come on, dude, we know you're white. But nonetheless, this is what he was caping for. And then other people are celebrating this video as this brother did some kind of heroic duty to just be abused by this belligerent Karen. Check this out.
Oh no.
Can't help but notice the accent. I mean, that's neither here nor there. And now she all up in front of this brother, doing the most. Trying to get some attention. Trying to cause a confrontation. Look at him over here doing the most.
That was like laughably bad.
Doing the absolute most. Look at all of that. Ridiculous. Now, if there was nobody filming this and somebody called the police, they're going to go straight up to them black men and be like, hey, you guys, we heard you were aggressors. And this is, yeah, that's right, everybody. And then you just watch all them folks just get on code. I've seen that one happen with my own eyes. Yeah, white folks get on code. I've watched that happen with my very own eyes. They sure enough will. Like, yep, yeah, they will, and if they can't say that they didn't, if they can't say that the white person is guilty, then they'll be like, I didn't see what happened. How the nosiest people on the planet didn't see what happened? How that happened? Like, shoot, you gotta know how these folks get down out here. Like, man, please. I didn't see anything. I mean, no, I missed it all. Shoot. I just thought I heard a little bit of commotion, but I didn't see nothing. Shit. let it be. It was two black guys, officer. They had on, one had on an orange jacket with a blue stripe, and the other one had on tan pants. And yeah. And I even caught a piece of their license plate number. Yeah, miss me. Miss me. Let me see. I think there might have been one little other clip I wanted to play before we get out of here. But I might save that until Friday. Let me see. Oh, there is one that, you know. Yeah. Let me see what this is real quick. Oh. Gotta play this. Gotta play old Shade Pierre, you know, because we usually hit her up every now and then. So old Shade Pierre gotta get a touch. So, you know, this is her again this week. If there was ever a poster child for putting your foot in your mouth and then not caring that you should probably have put your foot in your mouth, Shay Pierre is absolutely that. And so listen to how she insults our ancestors. And again, family, when you hear the word and understand tether, this is the type of stuff that we are talking about. Like this.
We've been very clear from the beginning that what we saw on January 6th was the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. And the president has been very clear. Our democracy continues and remains under threat.
The worst? Yeah, just in case you wasn't certain what you heard.
We've been very clear from the beginning that what we saw on January 6th was the worst attack on our democracy since the Civil War. And the president has been very clear. Our democracy continues and remains under threat.
Wow.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Oh, Lord. Now, here's something else that I want to leave you with before we go. Just something to keep in mind to go into with one of those last particular spending bill issues I just recently brought up. Shout out to another one of our good elder statesman scholars.
Satan, I'm taking back my health. Why did a greater percentage of African Americans die during the COVID pandemic? Which diet is better, the soul food diet or the Daniel diet? What is a food desert? What is the quality of water in poor Black communities? What is the quality of health care in poor Black communities? Is there a shortage of Black doctors, especially in rural areas? What has been the impact of liquor stores and fast food franchises?
Babylon is fallen. Babylon is fallen. Let it fall and let us rise. Can you dig it? Yes, indeed. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, again, when I say we are under attack, you better understand we are under attack at all different angles. And we have the reparations haters, and that Daca thing absolutely means us no good as well. So we have to understand all of that. We have to not be afraid. We have to be unapologetic about addressing what actually deals with us. See, the problem that a lot of Black folks have is when we just solely focus on us, then other people feel that we aren't being nice. And survival is not necessary for you to be nice within that confines of understanding. You are in survival time. So nice is not a plausible option right now. Being focused, driven, and steady on the path is what will work to ensure that you get what you need. Because we are moving as a unit. We are moving as individuals. We are moving because we have an agenda and we see the need of our community, and it is no longer able to be ignored. You said play that more often. Which one? The cocaine video? Oh, goodness. That is too funny. So yeah, family, we once again, this has been the Beatzilla PDX official show. And you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Beatzilla PDX. You can follow me at 6 zeros at Beatzilla PDX Official, Patreon Beatzilla PDX Official, and on Melanated People at Michael Beatzilla Whitmore. You can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. That's ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket by way of donation to support this channel, support this broadcast, and show your appreciation for the content here, you could definitely do so by way of Cash App, $BeatZillaPDX. That's Cash App, $BeatZillaPDX. And of course, we also have PayPal, and that is Zilla Muzak. That is ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And so with that being said, we will be getting ready to get on out of here, and we will be back, of course, for the weekly wrap up. Let's see. There we go. There we go. All right. So again, make sure that you guys stay on your health this holiday season. Because I know from here to Georgia, when you got the Northwest and Georgia having the same temperatures, you know something's going on, that we have truly hit winter. So from the Pacific Northwest all the way down to the state of Georgia, we will be in the 20s for the next few days. Y'all take care of your health. Get your soup and your broths and your teas and all your echinaceas and all of that good stuff ready. Keep your ginger and your turmeric handy, and all other kind of herbs that you use, and antioxidants, and you know how to do it. So again, family, we are in that season, so be mindful. Be mindful. So we will be here Friday. You can most definitely tune in. Please like, share. If you are rewatching this, please give us a comment and let us know how you felt about this broadcast. If there was something that was enlightening to you, or it's something you just simply agree with, or even if you respectfully disagree, you could do so, because a lot of people don't know how to disagree respectfully, but I allow that. So you can disagree respectfully. So I will get ready to get on out of here. Y'all stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. You understand what I'm saying? Because we keep our 3 smooth stones at the ready, but at the end of the day, it really only takes one. We always are slanging the stone of truth around here. So with that being said, black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all.
Do you know that we...
When you know who Satan is, yes, sir, you don't have to kill him. No. The stone of truth. Yes. See, that's what you throw. Yes. Right. Allah says, had we wished to take a pastime from before, surely we would have done it. Nay, we cast truth at falsehood till we knock out its brains. Every one of you that knows the truth, stand up and tell it from the mountaintop. Black people can't take it no more. So wherever you are on the job, in the factory, I don't care where you are. If you know the truth, stand up on the truth and tell Satan, who the hell are you to try and pick my friends? Farrakhan is God's man, and you are from the enemy of God. So to hell with you. Stand up on it like a man.